Hi and welcome back. Let's have a look at the brand new PARD TD32. Now, what on earth is a TD32? Well, this is a thermal scope and a night vision scope. You're going to get detection and identification all in the same package. Now, why is that important? Thermal, it doesn't matter how much you spend realistically, is all quite low resolution and quite low magnification. Night vision, on the other hand, is very high resolution, some 10-15 times, so you can actually identify what you're looking at. When you put the two together, you get all the detection abilities of thermal with the ID abilities of night vision and the extra resolution, which enables you to see what you're shooting, positively identify it, and actually shoot further, safer. So we have a night vision focus and a thermal focus. There are two lenses, each has their own lens cap. Now there is a difference in the height, we'll cover that when we come to the ballistics. If you're hunting in the day and you're not using thermal, just simply leave it shut. That's not coming off easily. You're not going to damage your scope during the daytime, and you can just use the full colour. On the side here, we have an inbuilt illuminator. Now, no kidding, in this video, those cows are 830 metres away. It's a dark night, no moon, out of the box, 830 metres plus. Now, no external torch. Any night vision device that doesn't have an inbuilt illuminator is just a flawed design. You need it to work. Doesn't matter what they sort of indicate that it's starlight. The reality is you're going to need an illuminator. And if it's not built in, well, quite frankly, you don't buy a car with an engine sitting on the trailer, do you? Same analogy. Don't do it. It's a flawed design. On the other side here, we have laser rangefinder, which in a scope of this price needs to be in there. It's just a very important feature. It's a small design, nice and compact, not getting in the way. Now the laser rangefinder is rated to about 1,000 metres. Now I've got big brand L and S binoculars, and they are rated to some 3,000 metres. By the time you read about page 4 of the manual, we're down to well under half that. That's under ideal conditions. Moisture, the environment, what you're trying to range, all affect things. So realistically, depending on the conditions, you're going to see 500-600, and yes, absolutely, you will see 1,000 metres, and I have. Even today, I've had 800 in the daylight on the cows way over there. Important thing about the rangefinder, it's connected to the ballistics. Now the ballistics are for either of the two channels. It's just one setting, so you can shoot night vision or thermal and still have your full ballistics. Ballistics are amazing. You can precisely place the shot. Plus, if you're an air gunner or a subsonic hunter, as we often are, absolutely critical, and it really makes subsonic hunting a real thing. It's a 30mm tube design, so it will fit your majority of your rifles, no problem at all. Get the ring height to suit. These are the ones that come in the box. They are extremely high because some air guns have a magazine that comes over here, so they're trying to cater for everything. Just use your standard 30mm rings that suit your rifle. Get the profile that suits your rifle and its barrel as well, typically around a medium. The battery is a 21700, lives inside here, goes horizontally. 21700 is not like the rest of the range that PARD uses where it's 18650. It's a bigger battery, has more capacity, which, given you've got two cameras essentially in here, makes sense. It's also rechargeable, comes with one anyway, and always carry a spare. Doesn't matter what you're doing, always carry spares. Most of the controls are like the DS and the TS. They're all controlled from here. You've got left, right, and clicking. Further down, you've got the rangefinder. You've also got a rangefinder button here, which if you are holding the rifle, you can actually just hit with your thumb. Useful if you're standing, rather than trying to do this. You can simply extend your thumb up and click the button. Probably more valid for air gunners where you're shooting offhand. Then you've got your record and also your day-night and your IR control back here. Really important, 100mm of eye relief, like the PARD DS since that's introduction. No more shoving your eye up to see the whole screen. Literally 100mm, so it's a very natural shooting position. Really, really important. During the night, you can put a rubber eyepiece on and it will just screw in. There's your eyepiece. Now the neat feature has a little thread, so you can literally screw it in when you're not trying to do it cock-handed. And then you've got your eyepiece to shield any light, but during the day you can just take it off. Now the back has all the Doppler adjustment, comes out a very long way, caters for pretty much everybody. Now it's a very natural shooting position because of this eye relief, just like your day scopes. So if I see an animal over there, I can just look at it, raise the rifle and look down the scope. No more raise the rifle, try and hunch. I know I'm being a bit silly with this one, but it's far more natural and it's far quicker. Something running, you can actually very nicely follow. No more jamming your eye up to there and getting a doof as well if you've got a large caliber rifle. Pretty much. This is going to start taking over from thermal scopes. Now some other makers have tried to do a few things. I've seen one's got a little tiny camera stuck on top of a thermal scope. That doesn't work, doesn't have a torch built in. You need to have a torch. Compared to a thermal scope, these are far safer, far more enjoyable, and if you're looking at spending around the money on thermal, I mean thermal's not a lot less than one of these anyway, you're going to get far more from it. Don't ever think that this looks rather large, it's not. It doesn't in any way impede the operation of the rifle, make it too heavy, unbalanced, get caught on anything. This here probably is just a design feature to make it strong but also save some weight. That's purely all it is, it's not a lifting handle. And absolutely, it has transformed night hunting into you can detect it, you can see it, you ID it, you shoot it. No questions. This is one great use of the dual thermal. So we can use thermal to quickly find something and your night vision to actually identify it. Now this rifle isn't zeroed, so the two crosshairs aren't lining up. Once they are zeroed, the crosshairs will be so much closer together that it's put the crosshair on it and find it. Now to give you an example, there is the cow, and down on this tree is a little bird. And you can very quickly flip between the two. So as you can see, we can very quickly move and use the thermal to find something and use the night vision to actually identify it. Now I say night vision as in it is a night vision scope, but during the day it's obviously full colour. So it has all the benefits of this in the daytime. Of course, if you're not using the thermal channel in the daytime, just simply close the cover and it's all protected. But you can see how quickly you can find animals even with the camouflage. In particular that one's a little hard to see against the trees, but you can actually very quickly pick them up. You could also use the thermal the other way if you want. So if we hold the reticle on there, and you can see further. Very, very quick to flick through. All I'm doing is rotating the turret. Now if I want to zoom, let's lock onto a cow. I can zoom in with the twist of the other way. I can also flick and zoom in with the thermal. Now this is probably one of the great pictures of night vision versus thermal. Look at the detail you see in night vision versus the detail of that same cow in thermal. And my focus isn't focused properly. I've got a phone attached to the back of the unit. It's not ideal at all. So very easy to flip between the two. You can also have it as pure thermal or pure night vision, which if we change, we just turn picture and picture off. Come out of the menu, And now we have pure night vision with the zoom or thermal. As you can see, thermal does make finding that third cow on the right a lot easier, just because there's a backline showing versus that. So it draws your attention and then you can ID it. So if we just look through thermal only, you can see it's like, really, what are those? Those are horses. There's some more cows. So range-wise, we are talking sort of 540 meters. And there they are. One of the biggest issues with thermal vision is the lack of resolution, and that's probably more telling in one of these. Until animals have shape, it's very hard to tell, whereas you look at this in night vision, 100%, that is a cow. There's his colourings and his markings. Thermal. So the modes are actually controlled by the top turret. If you dial to the right, you flick between infrared and your night vision. And you dial again and it will go back the other way. If you dial to the left, it will zoom whichever one you're on and remain on that. So you can then zoom up on your night vision and switch to your thermal for a wide field of view and flick back. When you've got the picture-in-picture active, as you will see in the rest of this film, if the main screen is night vision, your picture-in-picture will be thermal. When you flick to thermal, your picture-in-picture will actually be the night vision. Now you can of course have full screen thermal, full screen night vision, with no picture-in-picture as well. And again, you just flick between by dialing right. Now this really is giving you the best of both worlds. You've got thermal for detection, but thermal is not very good at identification. Night vision, however, has got 10 plus times the resolution and is far better at identification, but it's not quite as quick as picking up something, and you can see that in this video, and we'll show you more and more about this in our future videos as well.